Hi guys, this is Rahul on behalf of Brave Sports and I'm joined by Ritam De from Madrid, from Real Madrid office and Naman Shuri from Mumbai and we are just few hours away from the big clash. It's Real Madrid versus Manchester City. Real Madrid almost, they have done half of their job last week in Manchester, winning the first leg, winning the away leg, 3-2 at the backyard of Manchester City. But now it will be a tough game for Madrid as well to defend the lead. So to discuss that this crucial game, I have Ritam and Naman. First, I will go to Ritam, obviously from the venue. Ritam, can you give us some sense of the atmosphere there? Because before in last few years we have seen whenever Manchester clashes against Real Madrid, we have seen that atmosphere in the television. In the stadium is fully packed. The Bernabeu used to be buzzing, throughout the whole game. But can you give us some sense of that atmosphere?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Such a pleasure joining Ref Sports. I think this is my third time joining a live stream, and this is the first time I've joined from inside the Bernabeu. I've joined from outside the Bernabeu, and this is the first time I'm joining from Ciudad Deportiva del Real Madrid, which is in Valdebebas. It's the office of Real Madrid. So the atmosphere is brilliant, as you can see. The people are excited in the streets, on the bars, on the restaurants, everywhere. It is full. People have come in huge numbers from Manchester as well. They have almost made it a route for the fourth time in a row. The Manchester fans coming to Madrid for a crucial knockout game in the Champions League. Uh, I think the fuel to the fire is the banner or the mockery that was done in Etihad against the Ballon d'Or saga that we all saw. And what we can confirm is that they have the Manchester faithfuls who have traveled to Madrid. They have carried the tifo with them, so they have carried "Stop Crying Your Heart Out," which is like a song from Oasis, a famous band from Manchester. Not just a song; it is a album as well, and they have carried that tifo here to rub it on Vinicius' face. Vinicius actually replied quite well on the pitch last time around with man of the match. But yeah, it's exciting. There are huge rumors that there is going to be a big statement in a tifo in Santiago Bernabeu from the socios. We still don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be a mystery. There were rumors that it would be saying in Spanish that you will not leave Bernabeu alive, but probably it is not going to be that far fetched. But there's something coming definitely.
Absolutely. In the last game, that Tifo caught everyone attention, and but
Yeah,
obviously it was referring to Vinicius, but the way Vinicius avenged that thing in that game,
yeah,
will come to Naman Suri on that. I was also hearing that Man City has also that brought the same kind of Tifo to Bernabeu as well. I've just seen a photo in the Twitter, but at the same time, as Ritam has just mentioned, that Bernabeu is also gearing up to pull out another incredible tifo as a revenge to that message in the last week. Naman, in the Manchester we have seen Vinicius taking the revenge of that tifo, and again now in Bernabeu. What do you think actually about this game? Will it be that easy for Real Madrid to defend the lead? Because Manchester will be also hungry, because at this season they have almost lost that top position. I think the hopes are almost over to finish top in the Premier League. So the only thing remaining for them is the Champions League. So they will be hungry at this time as well, no?
Yeah, definitely. Manchester City will come out all guns blazing, and Guardiola himself said it that they will be coming out to attack, to put in the goals and do the hard yards, and give Madrid a tough tie here. So I believe that Ancelotti will be looking for a defensive side here today at Bernabeu, but it's again Manchester City versus Real Madrid, and it's always going to be enthralling. It will be thrilling, and we will be seeing fireworks from both sides. If Manchester City is to bring the Tifo to Madrid, as Ritham put it out, and I guess Madrid is also bringing. So I'm definitely hoping that someone gets the trigger that like Vinicius got at Etihad. So I hope someone gets it. Omar Mamouche is on in a row, is on a form against Newcastle. He scored a hat trick, so we might get to see the new Egyptian magician here at the Bernabeu. So this is something. It's building very exciting. It's something building very exciting. So I mean, uh, Guardiola himself tracked back his words that there's only 1% chance that Manchester City might win it. Then now he's saying that it's all a lie. That he has planned everything out. He's going to go all out attack. So I mean, fingers crossed. I hope to see a good match, and hopefully Madrid comes out the best. So yeah. Before
Absolutely.
before I get back to we go back. I mean. I just wanted to ask Preetham. So I had the chance to watch a match at Wankhede recently, and it was a spectacle. The stadium, as the fans were chanting the player's name, the stadium was buzzing. So I just wanted to understand, when you go in at Santiago Bernabeu, how do the home fans, present it to the opposition? Is the stadium buzzing, or is it much more than, anyone in sitting in India can imagine?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, coming from India, watching all those fierce moments in the fields of cricket, or especially me coming from Kolkata, watching the Kolkata Derby, we know what passion is. But then when we come here at the Santiago Bernabeu, I think there is a certain sense of royalty in it. I've been to Metropolitano as well, and I've been to Santiago Bernabeu as well. But in Santiago Bernabeu, the difference maker is the sense of royalty. Everything you do, from the song to the stadium announcers, to the way the players are announced. There's a certain sense of royalty, and especially in a Champions League tie, they have this slogan called "Nuestra Corona, Nuestra Copa," our crown, our trophy. That kind of speaks for itself. That sense is always there in the air. Even if they go one goal down, they go two goals down. There is always that sense in the crowd that yeah, we are somehow going to pull this off, and the last say is ours, as they say. So a lot of people might say that the ultras are banned in Bernabeu, like when Florentino first came into charge, he banned the Ultra Sur. Does that really affect? Yes, there is a certain sense that a certain amount of aggressiveness goes missing if ultras are banned, but it goes well recovered with two things. One is their performance on the pitch, and secondly, the sense of royalty that comes within, from playing that song of Hala Madrid in the crowd, to the passion of the even the old aged fans. That is something that is definitely that we don't usually get to see in Indian football or in Indian cricket.
Interesting insight from Madrid by Ritam. Coming to Shubhanda, Shubhanda joins us. Shubhan, at Barnabao tonight. Real in Barnabao has won, I think five of their last six games against Manchester City. So, do you expect Man City to pull off a miracle tonight?
See, that's a tricky question. See, in Bernabeu, you don't expect Real Madrid to lose, that too in a crucial knockout Champions League match. Had it been a La Liga match, or a Copa del Rey match, I would have still say, okay, there's an outside chance. But in Champions League, Real are a different beast altogether. Their record speaks for itself. They have something when it comes to you. They might lose a game here or there in group stage, that too is a rarity, but in knockouts they are unstoppable. And with this new format also coming in, I think they know that Real Madrid playing a playoff game in Champions League. It's slightly not disrespectful or demeaning, but it must have hurt the egos of the players and the coaches of that dressing room, Real Madrid dressing room. So and Manchester City, had it been the 17-18 Man City, or the Centurion Man City, or even the Man City of last year, I would have still said, they have a very good chance to make a comeback. But right now, with their defense half injured, half of them are in hospital, half of them are coming into this match in wheelchairs and stretchers. So it seems very unlikely. Kozanov is there. He has shown glimpses, good talent, good pace, but it's still very new. And someone coming from Uzbekistan who has played in League One, to come and witness that atmosphere of Santiago Bernabeu, I think it could be a very overwhelming feeling. Same goes with Omar Marmoush, has done really well. Recently scored a hat trick against Newcastle as well. But again, that atmosphere of Santiago Bernabeu, it could be really, really overwhelming for these new players. But you never know, uh, a couple of madness from Erling Haaland in the first 30 minutes can change the entire course of the game. But with this leaky defense, I think it is very, very unlikely that Man City will pull off. They might score 4 goals. You never know, but they will concede at the same time. They will make sure they concede 4 or 5 goals at the same time. That has been the story of City this season.
So do you expect Holland to play? Actually, in the last game against Newcastle, I think he
No,
had
no,
some problem with the knee.
he will play. He will play. He will play. Even Pep Guardiola confirmed it in the press conference also that he's fine. He's fine. He trained normally. He trained normally.
His friend will also be playing today.
Yeah, yeah.
Rudiger.
Rudiger will also play. Yeah, in the last game,
Yeah.
Rudiger was missing. I think. Yeah.
I think that's a great boost for Real Madrid because injury has been a major concern for both this side. I think both the side has turned into a mini hospital recently, a long injury list. But for Madrid, it augurs well that Rudiger will be in the defense. Actually, he has acted as a leader for Real Madrid in the back line. So I think that will be a great boost for the Real Madrid. But I would like to go to Ritam once again before going to Naman that Shubhan just mentioned that when Real Madrid plays in UCL, they have a different blood. They have UCL blood in their vein. You have observed them closely. I think you have watched their training at their training ground. You've also watched their games. So what actually work out for Real Madrid when they play in UCL nights?
I think it is a sort of self belief. It is a sort of instinct that has been injected in Real Madrid veins that we cannot choke in clutch moments. That is the feeling for everyone, even the stewards in Santiago Bernabeu to the receptionist in Valdebebas, everyone who is associated with this batch, they have this feeling that we cannot choke in clutch moments, and that kind of transmits to the players. And yeah, from the training, of course, we saw a few boosts. They are also suffering from tremendous injury concerns. There were no valid centre backs available for selection in the first leg against City. So Chouameni had to play as a centre back against Haaland. And the good thing is Antonio Rudiger is back.
Yeah.
Another good thing is Fede Valverde was a doubt because the last game against Osasuna, I think Osasuna, he had left the game, saying that he's feeling discomfort in his leg. So he was again a doubt to start today, but then again today morning it was all cleared out that Fede Valverde is all right and he will start as the right back of Real Madrid. Chouameni will be shifted to the midfield, so we can expect like Asensio, Rudiger, Valverde. On the left, we can expect Mendy or Fran Garcia. Most probably, it will be Mendy. And the midfield of Ceballos, Bellingham, and Chouameni. And of course, the front three. We all know what the front three is and what they are capable of. But again, when it comes to injuries, I think the game will, at least for the first half, be Man City attack versus Real Madrid defense, where Fede Valverde will be facing a huge test. We all know he can pass the test, but it is going to be a very tough test for him. Foden, Marmoush, players like them, Haaland, Doku, maybe if he starts the game, it's going to be a tough test. And he has a relatively young centre back behind him in Asensio, who is brilliant, but also he's young. He has not a lot of experience as we would expect. He's not David Alaba's. He does not have David Alaba's experience, or he does not have Militao's experience. So he's young. He's straight from the Castilla. What we see in the training is that everyone was in a good mood. Everyone was in a mood which said that we are not relaxed. We are not giving this up. Ancelotti in his press conference said that we are going to start the game with the mentality that we are 1-0 down, or rather 0-0 or 1-0 down. So the mentality, yes, as you can see here from Valdebebas, this is the training ground of Real Madrid. They were all positive. They were all training hard. They are really pushing to get this done.
Absolutely. As Rita mentioned, the front three of Real Madrid, obviously eyes will be on Mbappe and Rodrigo, but I think the more attention will be on Vinicius because I think he has 12 goal contribution
Yeah.
in this
And Man
in
City fans
against
have carried that Ballon d'Or
Yeah.
banner
Yeah.
with them.
Stop
exactly,
crying your hearts out. They have actually edited it a bit.
Anyhow, yeah.
Yeah, and then added a Vinicius picture from the press conference where we was crying, and then carried it. So and also expect a tifo coming from Bernabeu. That will be huge. There were rumors that it will be, like as I said in before you joined, that it probably will be. You'll not leave Bernabeu alive, but then it probably died. That idea has been scrapped, and there will be a new thing coming, which is still mysterious. But yeah, there is something is coming surely from the socials.
Pretty much.
Hoping that Real Madrid fans would disappoint. I think it will be a strong reply from them as well. But Naman, as we just talked about Real Madrid, when the way they rose to the occasion when it's UCL night. But at the same time, it's all about Vinicius Junior as well. Whenever there are big game, crucial game, this man knows how to steal the limelight. In the last game as well, he was so impressive. Even I think tonight as well, he will have a major role to play. Let's talk about Vinicius Junior. How this man always raised to the big occasion.
I mean, yes, definitely. Vinicius has been delivering that for Madrid now for more than 3, 4 years now since Madrid has started to win the Champions League back after Ronaldo left, and he has filled the space quite evidently now. Despite Mbappe coming in and now starting to settle in, Vinicius has put it out clearly that he still is the main guy for this team, and he did that against City last time they faced each other. So this is going to be another, I mean, probably another Vinicius night, but you never know. Mbappe might also be looking to, okay, if Vinicius can do this, I can also should be doing this so that I also come into that conversation again that I have been wanting to ever since he joined Real Madrid. So it is going to be an exciting watch. I mean, the front three always. You cannot miss out Rodrigo. He has been exceptional against Manchester City, and in fact, in the Champions League as well. So the front three are always sublime and I mean important for Real Madrid. And then there is the attacking midfielder of Jude Bellingham, who has also been exceptional despite the ban that he has gotten in La Liga. But to be fair, Real Madrid hasn't had the best of February this time around. They except the Manchester City match, I think they have drawn with Atletico and Osasuna, and then lost against Espanyol. So domestically, it has been a poor show for Madrid. While on the other hand, Manchester City has gone on to win against Newcastle in a very good manner. So Madrid will be wary of this. They are Manchester City is going to come out all attack, and Madrid will be looking to break them. I mean, go on break and counter attack them at every juncture they can. As Manchester City will try to keep the possession. So Vinicius, Mbappe, all these pacey players that Madrid have, they will be the target man obviously, and all eyes will be on Vinicius especially. So yeah, I mean, you cannot miss Vinicius when you are watching Madrid. So, I mean, that's it. So, Manchester City bringing T4, whatever it is, it will just trigger Vinicius, and I hope it gets the best out of him again tonight. But we are to see Erling Haaland as well. He did well in the last game, so I mean, he
Absolutely.
might also be on the hunt, looking to trigger this attack of Manchester City. So yeah.
I think last season when these two sides, met each other, I think Erling Haaland was a bit off color, but the way last game he played, I think
Antonio
obviously,
Rudiger,
he. Uh,
captain type.
so Antonio
That's why I
Rudiger will be
said the
there,
friend is coming. His friend is
for
coming
tight
tonight.
marking on.
But with
But
Rudiger this time around, it will be interesting how they if Marmos starts, then he will be the second runner behind Haaland. So if Rudiger is stuck with Haaland, then it will be interesting how they stop Marmos, because he's. I don't think Doku will start as Ritam was suggesting. I think there's a very good chance that Grealish might start because Guardiola in these big matches, he likes players who in the wing who keep their ball, who keep the ball. So
mm,
Bernardo Silva is one player. Despite his poor run of form, I am expecting him to start along with Grealish. Grealish has although come back from injury, so it could be Sabino or it could be Grealish. I doubt it would be Doku straight away. In the
Yeah, no.
second half, you could see Doku.
Right, right. Absolutely, I agree, because I think it is what I believe is going to be Haaland up front, and then there will be
Huh.
three following him. Marmoush on the left, Foden in the middle, and Savine on the right. So I think
Right.
that is the starting, ideally the starting attacking form of
Right, and
Guardiola.
you could very well see Nico Gonzalez and
Nico Gonzalez.
Bernardo Silva in that middle, because Bernardo does a lot of running,
Yeah,
and you would require
right,
that against likes of Chomeni and Bellingham.
right, right. So it will
Yeah,
be
and that's
tough
why.
for Rudiger. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead, go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, no, no. I was just saying that because of these runners, I think Ancelotti will prefer Chouameni over Kamavinga. But
Yeah,
we have seen Kamavinga being
I
the
hope Pep starts KDB, because he's the only
yeah
player in this setup who can find those runs of Marmoush and Haaland. Otherwise, I think Bernardo, whatever he does, he just keeps he does he pass it sideways. That's the max he does with the ball. He's a great. His ball control is amazing, but his passing range is very limited. Gundogan doesn't have the legs anymore. Kovacic is not your creator. So if you are going to chase this match, then I sincerely feel that KDB, they should just put the trust on KDB and go for those balls where he can spot Haaland or Marmoush running in.
last time Manchester City won at Bernabeu, it was KDB's
2020,
game. Yeah, 2020
2020.
round of
Yeah.
16. It was KDB
I
who
think he assisted
sealed it.
Gabriel Jesus also, if I'm not wrong, and then
yeah.
scored a
They
goal
had
himself.
Yeah, he was the star of
Gabriel
that game.
Jesus. Yeah.
Before this game, there was some battle of words as well in the press conference. Guardiola saying, the chance is very little to win against Real Madrid, but Ancelotti has said, no, not at all. Manchester City is also capable of doing it. But let's talk about Ancelotti a bit, as Ritam has closely observed him. Because this man also knows how to motivate the team. You have seen many games where Real Madrid was heading to the tunnel, inside the tunnel, trailing by goals, and then coming into the second half and making an outstanding comeback. Let's talk about Ancelotti a bit, Ritam.
Yeah, absolutely. Like as they say, the raise of the eyebrow changes everything. He kind of has this in him. We have seen this in the past so many times for several teams, be it with AC Milan or be it with Chelsea and be it with Real Madrid in the past. We have seen it so many times that they go back to the dressing room trailing and then they come out as a completely different team. I think there is something that he instills within the players, which is the self belief. Is that especially at Real Madrid, that he just instills the feeling that you are Real Madrid, you are representing a jersey that has done wonders, that has done impossible, that has made impossible the possible. So yeah, there is of course something in there. Though there is also a sense of a feeling in and around Madrid that if this season Real Madrid finish trophyless, then this might be the last season that we are seeing Carlo Ancelotti. So we never know.
Xabi Alonso coming next.
Maybe again. So a lot actually depends on tonight's game. A lot actually depends. Like if we think on the longer term, a lot depends on this week, today's game, and then Sunday against Girona, where we could possibly see the fate of La Liga going. If they drop points against
Yeah.
Girona, I think that is the end of a lot of hopes for Real Madrid.
So
So
Ritam, you are indirectly saying Manchester City have the power to sack Carlo Ancelotti.
maybe
Girona is the sister club, right? So
yeah, we cannot rule Guardiola out. Like he is Guardiola for a reason. This is Manchester City
both
for a reason.
Guardiola, Pere Guardiola is one of the owners
Yeah,
of
both
Girona.
Guardiola. Yeah, absolutely, both Guardiolas. Yeah, exactly. Nice pointer there. Yeah. So yeah, the Pep Guardiola is Pep Guardiola. He can defeat any team on any day, and with all the form, the momentum that he is coming into this game. Maybe in the first leg we did not see this momentum going into the Etihad, but today, what was the last game against Newcastle? I think. Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they won it with tremendous amount of momentum, and they are definitely coming in here with a lot of self belief as compared to the middle part of this season or the starting of this year, where they were on a very bad patch. The the money spent in the transfer window, in the winter transfer window, definitely is helping them. And we saw Nico Gonzalez. Let's just talk about Nico Gonzalez. How good is he? He's called the mini Rodri, and he is actually proving to be a mini Rodri. Imagine next season when he plays next to Rodri, if Rodri comes back to his original self. So it has been a good, impactful transfer window for Pep Guardiola, and they can, of course, we cannot rule them out. They can, of course, do something miraculous here at the Bernabeu. It's unlikely because it is Real Madrid and because it is the competition of Real Madrid, nuestra Copa, nuestra Corona. But we never know.
Yeah, talking about coaches, I think last time Real Madrid lost in UCL knockout, I think in 2019, despite taking lead in the
2020.
first leg, 2020. I think despite taking lead in the first leg, they lost that game. I think
Yeah.
that's the only defeat
Was it
in
Ajax?
UCL.
Was it
Yeah,
Ajax?
against Ajax. And at
Yeah.
the same time, Pep Guardiola also, I think he has never failed to qualify to UCL, right? So, Shubhan, do you think Guardiola will let it go that easily tonight?
This is his longest winless streak in Champions League.
Mm.
So you
Ah,
know, see, his legacy won't be tainted. His legacy is unquestionable. He's the greatest manager of all time. Period. You can talk about the Alex Ferguson's, you can talk about anyone, but in short span of time, what he did with Barcelona, followed by Bayern, you can debate on Champions League and whatnot with Bayern Munich. But whatever he has done in England, in Germany, in Spain, the legacy has left the kind of legacy which
absolutely.
other young coaches have adopted from Guardiola is unmatched. But again it all comes to the ego of the managers. We saw that, if you remember, that Manchester City versus Chelsea final, Champions League final, which they lost. He changed the entire formation just for that game, and they lost comprehensively. Fernandinho did not play that game despite being one of the best players of that entire defensive line or central mid line. He did not play that game. Guardiola, I think, went crazy. 4-1, 4-1 was the
Yeah.
formation for that match,
Yes,
and
he
they
did.
lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost comprehensively. Chelsea just kept on pumping long balls, and they were done. They were done. They could not control the game. They could not uh, hold anything in that midfield. And Manchester and Guardiola, I think, after that Newcastle game, said the same thing, that our quality is holding the ball. We now looking by what the fans are demanding inside the stadium or on social media, that why don't you pass that ball quicker to Haaland? Why don't you pass the ball quicker to Marmoush? Sometimes players, subconsciously or consciously, they do something where the entire tempo of the game changes, and that has been the main missing point of Manchester City in this entire season. You can call it tired legs, you can call it Kovacic being out of form, but even in the previous seasons, or even in the start of this season, Manchester City were holding the ball, they were keeping the position. That is
Yeah.
the mainstay of Pep Guardiola's tactics that has been missing. But see, as Ritam also said, if there is any coach in this entire world who can turn this around, then that is only Pep Guardiola. He has done it. He knows this stadium. He knows these fans pretty well. He has humbled Real Madrid, Santiago Bernabeu a lot of times in the past when he was Barca manager. He knows this. Nobody knows this stadium better than Pep Guardiola. So if there's something which if he can trigger the players to run hard, which they haven't been doing this season, then I think anything is possible. But again, Real Madrid in Champions League, it's 99% chance, 1%, 99% faith, 1% chance.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hoping that just a rough patch and the glory days will be back soon. We'll go to the comment section. Sanket Joshi has mentioned that Nico will be a key in that midfield. Will it be Nico in the midfield? Because last leg it was
Yeah.
John Stone.
So,
So tonight it will be Nico.
It will.
So
It will
Stone will be
definitely.
back
Yeah.
to the centre back position.
Yeah.
I
should be,
think
It
should
will.
be.
Diaz is coming back into the lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It will be
Ruben
Nico,
Diaz is
and
also coming back.
Nico will be very much important for Manchester City, especially Jude Bellingham, especially for Jude Bellingham, and controlling Jude Bellingham in the heart of the midfield. Nico Gonzalez will be a very key player for both the teams.
Gut feeling Mbappe will take it personally and settle the him versus Holland debate. Okay, that's
Yeah.
No debate. They both are very different players. They both are very different players.
I think Vinicius has surpassed them at this point. This,
No, no,
this
no,
should
no.
be three-way round, I think.
no.
Now, I mean, if we are talking about young attackers in this contest, in these two teams, we all mention of Haaland, Vinicius, Mbappe. We often forget about Rodrigo and the impact Rodrigo has on the team. Like he's a guy who will selflessly, with his mouth shut, no controversies, he will be there on the touchline every single day and put in a shift that is at least 7.58 in the ratings every day. Vinicius, Mbappe on their day can pull off a 10 and 10, and off their day they can pull off a 6, then can pull off a 6.2. This guy Rodrigo, every day 7, 7.5, 8 every day. This is incredible consistency. He does not get the accolades he deserves because he plays alongside Jude and Mbappe and Belly and Vinicius. And of course, no controversies regarding him. Like there's no tifos against him and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
I really love Rodrigo and his work ethics. He is always there, always there, always there.
I feel Haaland and Mbappe are the Ronaldos and Messis of this generation.
Hmm.
Vinicius is your Neymar, and Rodrigo is someone like a Gareth Bale or an Arjen Robben or a Ribery who
Yeah,
just silently does his job.
yeah, more of a Robin. Yeah, silently does his
Ah,
job.
ah.
Yeah,
In my opinion, I think Vinicius is more than that because he has
Yeah,
proven in
Yeah,
the
definitely.
Neymar,
last game.
Neymar was incredible. Neymar was during his Barca days was
Yeah, but
crazy.
at that point
He
also,
does
he
not
never
get that.
surpassed Messi or
Nah, man.
Ronaldo for
Neymar
that.
in Barcelona days with MSN was Neymar
yeah,
was a different gravy. Neymar was a different gravy during that phase.
Definitely, definitely. But I
He's
mean,
very
Vinicius at this
underrated
point,
though.
I
He's
think,
very underrated though. He's not spoken about that highly as he should have during
yeah.
that phase. But Neymar was different wave.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think the move to PSG kind of killed the hype
Uh,
around. Yeah, I think that kind of
Yeah.
killed his career. But what
I was
he have,
reading that book, Messi's autobiography. I was reading not autobiography but a biography. That Messi actually called Neymar and said before he actually signed the PSG contract that if you want to become the best player in the world, I will make you best player in the world. Just stay here.
yeah,
But Neymar
yeah,
was
that
already
was it.
done.
I think we all suffered
Yeah, I
as
forgot.
football fans. We all suffered. We all missed out on seeing something incredibly special. We went to a league that did not get enough global coverage. There was not enough competition. There was not enough hype around the competition in League One. So we all missed out. It's a loss for everyone. No
I
matter you are
think
a
so.
Brazil
And
fan or you're Neymar fan, we all missed out on seeing something incredible.
Hmm. But
yeah, I
Neymar,
mean,
still, I think
in
those
order
four
to
five
get
seasons
out
in
of that
Barcelona was unbelievable.
Right, right.
Messi's shadow, in order to get out of that, I think he kind of
I think again,
took the
like
wrong steps.
Bale, Benzema, and Ronaldo, I think they took the limelight somewhat because they won a lot of UCL during that period, three in a row, etc., whatever they did. But still, MSN, the kind of football they played with Xavi, Iniesta in that midfield was unbelievable. I think I haven't seen a better team than that Barcelona
So no
in a
doubt that
long past.
trio was at the. I mean that trio was the peak of the attackers that you can get. But
Yeah,
you cannot compare Benzema, Bale, and I mean to the MSN in the way that because Benzema and Bale were in a way supporting Ronaldo,
yeah.
while in MSN everyone was
Hmm.
as equally potent as I mean Messi himself. So there's a
That's
quite
why I
difference
feel
how
this Real Madrid top three has that
yeah
shade of Bale, Benzema,
definitely.
and that they are playing for something, but they still don't know who that Ronaldo is. Whether that's a Vinicius, whether that's an
Mbappe.
Mbappe, that's the battle within that team.
Yeah, there's a battle within the team as well. That does Mbappe play better without Vinicius, or does Real Madrid in itself play better without Vinicius, or without Mbappe, or one of the three or of the two? Because when the season started and things started going
Yeah.
wrong for them, there was a huge question whether Vinicius, Mbappe, and Bellingham can actually play together. It's the last season
Hmm.
we saw without Mbappe, Bellingham was getting so many goals and assists. This season, as soon as he came in, he had to shift from his number 10 role
True.
and then adapt to it. We don't know I think it is still too soon to say the answer if they play better without any single one of them. But once we get the answer, I think that will settle the debate, who's the best one in the team.
But there's a huge ego as well. When Gareth Bale came into Real Madrid, although it was a record transfer fee, he was still a Cristiano Ronaldo fanboy.
Yeah,
So he gave in everything to support Ronaldo. Benzema was just getting into that playing 11 after Gonzalo Higuain kind of faded
yeah,
off. in
Yeah.
that. So everyone knew that Ronaldo is my mainstay. He's our hero, our demigod who will rescue us every time. Gareth Bale was supporting as a just as a fanboy. He was scoring bangers, but he knew that Ronaldo is someone I wanted to play along with. Here, Vinicius know that I am a global superstar. Mbappe knows I am a global superstar. Whoever scores more will get the Ballon d'Or or will get that final push. So there's that battle of individual battle is going.
But that also comes to the manager, no, the one who deploys the tactics, how they are going to use Bale, Benzema. Because when they were using MSN, they had nice tactical managers. When Real Madrid had Bale, Benzema, it was Carlo Ancelotti,
Zidane.
Zinedine Zidane.
Zidane
Both
was
of them
also
are
there.
not
Zidane was
famous.
also there.
Yeah, Zinedine Zidane, and both of them are not the best of tactical geniuses. They were good at They are good
Man
at man
management. Yeah.
management, not the best tactical managers you want to get.
Yeah, and
So that is
also
also
with,
the difference.
absolutely,
Zidane
absolutely.
is a myth, man. Won three Champions League and then said, "Okay, I'm done with managing things."
Yeah, 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 and took a nice
I think
rest.
he's
Now he's,
waiting for the French job now.
yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
and it's
on.
also coming soon, I feel.
Yeah, but also the thing with Ronaldo was Ronaldo saw a transition from that Higuain Di Maria role to the Benzema role, and he was the only constant. So it was given
Right.
that it is Ronaldo who is the anchor man of the team, and here it is different. It is completely different, and also I think global football in itself has also become very different. Now you cannot say that the Messi Ronaldo of this era is just between Barca Real, or in
Mm.
the Ronaldo is in Real Madrid. There can be someone from like Salah, someone like
Mm.
in other leagues, in other
Right.
competitions. So it has changed. I don't think we will ever see a rivalry like Ronaldo Messi again.
Oh no, no.
No matter what
That I think you guys are still
Not
very
possible.
junior to me.
Yeah,
That
absolutely
Pep
not.
Guardiola, Jose Mourinho thing was unreal, unbelievable. I don't think we will get to witness anything like that ever again in our lifetime, at least.
Right, right,
When you
and
called Pep Guardiola the best, I was going to say that Mourinho might look at this someday. I hope he does, but if he hears this, he won't be happy.
Mourinho was good
If
at blunting Pep Guardiola. He was good at blunting
Yeah,
oppositions
definitely.
out. But influence wise, I think I don't
His fights
know
with
if
Arsene
there's any
Wenger were
manager.
also.
If I don't know if there is any manager around in the world who will say no, I want to make my team play like Jose Mourinho team.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. It is
Yeah,
not
no,
No
no,
one.
sustainable. Did Mourinho actually like Mourinho's style of football faded out? You cannot play Mourinho's style of play in Barcelona right now, in Real Madrid right
Absolutely.
now. It faded out.
Not at all.
It was not sustainable. But Pep Guardiola comes from a philosophy that is sustainable. That has been there for like 50 years now. That philosophy of football, and that will stay. That will keep on staying. You cannot erase that out. You can always have a long ball and a Sean Dyke or a Sam Allardyce here and there, and then they will save your team from relegation. But to win a Champions League, to win a league, you need to have good footballing philosophy in this age at least. Maybe 10, 15 years back, it was not that
No,
evident.
Mourinho, to his credit, was excellent. Like
Yeah,
when Pep Guardiola's Barcelona was keeping 85% of possession, he said, "Okay, we'll stay back in our box and let them score goals. If they can, we will applaud them. If they miss out on the ball, we'll launch the ball to straight to Cristiano or an Angel Di Maria waiting for the ball, and they will run and score the goal." That's what they did. And
yeah.
to Mourinho's credit, he blunted. He made life tough for Pep Guardiola's Barcelona.
Absolutely, he did the same with Chelsea when he was at Chelsea with Drogba in that role, and
Right, 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 right.
but you don't see Chelsea or Real Madrid playing that in now or in the next 5 years, because that kind of football has faded out. There are a lot of traps now made for such runs there, for such
Mhm.
kind of tactics, and we have evolved as a football world in itself so much that nowadays we don't usually see, or we will not see. We even see the lower league teams. Say, for example, the only team that I can think of who kind of plays in that way in La Liga is Getafe. But look at their where are they standing right now, and look at how they are standing there. You look at a team like Leganes, who tries to push the opponents, tries to press the opponents, even though they are a low budget, low league team who has just qualified. They still
Mhm.
they still try to adapt to that. Look at Brighton over the years, how they have evolved from Graham Potter to this Zerbi to the current one. They have evolved as a footballing philosophy. You cannot just sit back and tell, yeah, I have strong huge center backs and they will head out every ball. No, people will find more spaces. You cannot defend like that against big teams anymore.
Absolutely. Coming back to tonight clash, we'll end just last few minutes. We'll talk about obviously, during the battle there will be some individual battle as well on the pitch. So Namansuri, which battle are you looking forward to? And also end with prediction.
I mean, I would be looking on the side of Valverde. He would be facing two players in on that side. Pep Guardiola will look to overburden that side and with his wingers and fullbacks, everything. He'll try to push that side with Valverde there. But I mean, over the last 13 previous meetings, City have won four, I think, and Real have won five. So, I mean, it's been very close all this time. And Carlo Ancelotti will obviously look to go defensive on this one and look to counterattack wherever, whenever he can. So, this game will be about who breaks first. I mean, in terms of Real Madrid. So defense, Rudiger is back. Asensio, I mean, that guy is a superstar in himself. At that young age, he has been performing at such a high level in such big competitions. In last match as well with Chouameni, he was exceptional. So I'm just a bit wary because I've seen Chouameni lack in that defensive midfield role in crucial matches at points. So that is something I'm wary. I believe Kamavinga is Real Madrid's go-to man, and he would probably come in the second half. Hopefully, when not Real is lagging behind. So I feel that Real Madrid at home will draw it out somewhere. I mean, 2-2 or 1-1, something that and puts them in the driving seat to qualify from here. So I mean, Pep will go on attack, but Carlo Ancelotti will have his defenses up.
Okay, as Ritam also mentioned, Kamavinga will be a key man in the second half, and I also still remember, I think last to last season in the UCL in the knockout, that was a much needed game. I think Kamavinga came off the bench and made the difference in that game against Man City. I think he's outstanding midfielder. I think he doesn't hold the ball for a long time, and that's the key for Kamavinga. I think on the midfield, we'll take Shubhan's prediction as well, and the duel to watch out for. But before that. In the last game, I think it was Manuel Akanji, who was shouldering the responsibility of covering Vinicius. But who will be tonight? I think Akanji has been ruled out for a long period
I think it would be
because
Khuzanov with his
Kyle
pace,
Walker
with his
is
pace,
not there
how
anymore.
no, I think it could be very well be Khuzanov because of his pace and his ability to, his recovery run is extremely good. What we saw against Newcastle as well. So let's see whether Pep trusts him that much and will start him. See, you talked about duels. We still don't know what playing 11 Pep Guardiola is going to field. So it is impossible to predict what you never know. You might very well see Erling Haaland on bench. That's how crazy Pep Guardiola can go sometimes. But dual wise, I think Nico Gonzalez, how he tackles that midfield of Bellingham and Kamavinga, that will be pretty much important because Rodri, he has that ability to single-handedly control that entire midfield. Whether Nico is still up for it against Real Madrid at home, that will be pretty interesting.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, like who will be taking up that role of Akanji? I think another important shout that we might see instead of Kushana because he's relatively new to this setup and this
Hmm.
big ambience. I think we might also see another youngster in the form of Rico Lewis. He is another important shout. He was predicted by a few journalists to be starting, but again, it's Pep Rule, so we never know who actually gets the start. It can be someone like Nathan Ake or someone like Kusanov. But if you ask me, whom would I rather ask to be there in that position, I would say Rico Lewis.
But Rico, the thing with Rico is he has been losing a lot of balls. He has been bullied off on the ball. So I don't know whether against the
Mhm.
likes of and pace wise also he's not like a Kyle Walker who will just
Yeah.
cover the space up with his pace. So uh, I still feel I won't be surprised if Kozanov starts as a right back and tries to track and a Vinicius or a Mbappe whoever is playing there.
Yeah, or maybe a tactical tweak in the form of Stones as a right back and in the Nathan Ake and Diaz as the centre backs and someone in the left. So yeah, there are options for Guardiola. What he comes up with will be the key.
Hope we could have brought in Kyle Walker back for just one game.
Kyle Walker actually
I thought we
played
might.
a Kyle Walker actually played a decent game yesterday, but there was a
AC Milan,
very
right?
stupid, absolutely blatantly stupid dive by Theo Hernandez that saw the red card and saw the game slip from AC Milan. That was pathetically stupid for someone, because
Walker will do extremely well in other leagues. He's still
yeah,
physically he's still there, but I think for Premier League he was just
yeah,
slipping away from the standards.
yeah, true.
Gaming Hub has commented, he has just echoed Shubhan's comment that, yeah, Haaland will be heavily marked if he plays, as Shubhan just mentioned, that you still know what will be the playing 11. If Mamos plays, he will be a shadow striker on Haaland. Yeah, that will be a key strategy by Man City, obviously. So it has been over 45 minutes. When we start talking about these two teams, this clash, we can talk throughout the whole day. So let's
Anything
just
about
wrap
football,
up.
not only this team, these
Yeah,
two
true.
teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks to Naman, Shubhan, and Ritam joining us from Madrid. We are feeling for him because he couldn't make it to the Bernabeu, unfortunately, for this
Yeah.
big game. But still, enjoy the game, Ritam.
Thank
Thanks
you.
to everyone for
They
sharing
could
your
go to any
insight and
pub and
also.
enjoy. The entire Madrid will be in the pub right now.
Yeah, of course. I'm in the
There
Madrid
might be
Yes.
office.
English fans as well.
There might be English fans, but they will usually, if they are alone, they will get bullied. So they will rather not disclose until the final whistle that they are English fans.
So those are fun insights from Madrid. So let's wrap up then. Thanks to our audience to our viewers for watching, for commenting, and also if you like this show, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So thanks. So that's it for now. See you in our next show.
Thank you.